girls, and welcome back to the Cooleddown iRacing Dirt Series, race number 3 at Lernerville Speedway. First time I've seen this track, it's a 4/10 mile high banked oval located in Sarver, Pennsylvania. Very different racetrack than what we're used to. This racetrack has no walls in the corners, so if you fall off that racetrack surface, it might be in a bit of a tough situation. Thanks so much for being a part of this show tonight and welcoming new viewers as well as returning viewers to what we've been presenting here at Cooleddown Racing Video Productions over the last few weeks. Due to our situation in the world right now, we're as digital as can be, while our local regional drivers here are chomping at the bit. This is a great opportunity for them to be able to kind of ease into, hopefully, will be a racing season at some point this summer. We have a few new entries for tonight. Thomas Kennedy, you may know him as a sprint car driver, running a street stock. We've been watching their practice runs, and definitely doesn't look like he's ever raced a street stock before. And we have Tony, looks like Bokoven in the number 13. We have Don Ashton in the 52, Brian Dorge in the 16. Just a few of the new drivers for tonight. We have 20 drivers entered into tonight's race. We've actually had 22 drivers in total in our racing season on iRacing with Cooleddown Racing Video Productions. Tyler Dell being our points leader of those 22 drivers with a total of 195 points. Jeff Rempel in second with 184. Cameron Brown right behind that, who's finished with 3 third-place finishes in the last 2 races with 182. Fourth, David Gerling with 174 points. Won the B main last week, and Bailey Cousins, who's been running near the front in both weeks that we've run, but just last few lap issues, had led the majority of the first race, only to lose to Tyler Dell in a couple laps to go after a caution. And then once again, it was Tyler Dell and Bailey Cousins in the top 2 with just a few laps to go. And on the last restart, while battling for the lead, both Tyler Dell, Bailey Cousins ended up getting into each other. And it was Jeff Rempel was your winner in week number 2, which was in Eldora. Yes, Eldora is where it was. It's just it was an amazing race. So if you missed out on last week's race, I highly recommend you go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Cooleddown and the number 1 and 2, or search Cooleddown Racing Video Productions on YouTube, and check out last week's race, especially the last few laps, because it was a barn burner of a race. And Cameron Brown once again finishing 3rd at that situation. So you can see the points very close in the top 3 positions. People like Bailey Cousins in the 5th place, definitely not indicative of where Bailey's been running for the majority of the 2 races, but just not able to get the finish that he really wants, and that's that 1st place win. Always in the run for it every week so far in this season. So we're going to be running 3 heats for the beginning of our program with the 20 cars. We're going to run 8-lap heat races. The top 4 are going to transfer to the feature for meet heat race. What we're going to do a little bit different this time is that if you cause a caution, you're going to go to the back. You have 1 attempt in the heat. If you cause a second caution, you go straight to the pits. We will be running a B main, so those that do not transfer to the feature, they'll be going back to the B main, and then everyone will transfer to the feature from that point on. Feature is going to be 35 laps. Caution laps will not count once again. Drivers will have 1 reset. Top 3 will interview after the race again, so be sure to stick around. With this, when there's less than 10 laps to go, we are going to go single file, and if you cause 3 cautions in the feature event, you will be disqualified from that event. Want to thank our wonderful sponsors: Prairie Performance and Detail, Integrity Fire Protection, Lethal Creations Race Cards, 4JR Racing, Alexander Farr, and Max Wozni on behalf of the Canadian Auto and Boss Hogs Barbecue, and an anonymous donor that we received this week for their support for the Cooleddown iRacing Dirt Series. Thanks again for joining us. Thanks for being a part of the racing world, and especially thank iRacing for the opportunity to allow these drivers and us, the fans, to be able to enjoy some form of racing in the area. So drivers are just finishing up their practice time. They actually had about a half an hour worth of practice before we went live, and we have about 2 more minutes left of practice till we get things going, and then we will then jump into heat number 1, and then our heat number 2 and 3 are B main and our feature. Once again, if you missed last week, you missed a heck of a race with just a couple laps to go on the final restart. It was Tyler Dell and Bailey Cousins once again, 1 and 2, going for that win. The two of them got together on the backstretch with about a lap and a half left. Jeff Rempel, who had been running up front majority of the race as well, looked like he wasn't going to have a chance at winning it after getting into contact with Tyler Dell on the previous restart. And in his driver interview afterwards, he most certainly made the statement that he saw something happening and was able to make the move to pass both those drivers as they made their mistakes. And Jeff Rempel to the win on last week's race at Eldora. So we have a little less than a minute left for practice. I'm looking forward to this race. 20 drivers tonight, full field of cars. Some of these drivers I'm sure are familiar to your local racetrack, either behind the scenes or drivers themselves. We want to welcome the new drivers in tonight's event. And the point getters right now, Tyler Dell, Jeff Rempel, Cameron Brown, it's close. It's heated up real quick in just a couple weeks of racing. Next week is our 4th week of racing. Where are we? USA Speedway is where we are. And that's really long straightaways. I think it used to be an asphalt track. I don't even know if it exists anymore. I think it doesn't exist anymore, but they have a dirt version of it on iRacing. It's actually a track I really enjoy. Really high speeds on the straightaways. And you can see Thomas Kennedy T-boning one of those cars. Hopefully he's a lot cleaner in this heat race. So practice is done. Drivers are raring to go. We're going to get your lineup right away here. In our heat number 1, number 88, Brendan Morand is going to be on the pole. Brian George, our new driver for tonight, the number 16, will be outside front row. Alexander Farr will be on the inside second row in the number 25. Alexander last week was near the front, got in an incident, went to the back, got near the front again. I think he might have fell back another time just to finish. I think he finished in the top 5 after that. Cameron Brown, once again, in the starting on the 4th position. And we have Jerome Guillot in the 5th position in the number 48. And in the 6th position, we have another new driver for tonight in the number 13 of Tony Bokoven, and Max Wozni in the number 19 in the 7th spot at the back of the grid. So 7 cars are going to start this heat race. With Brendan Moran on the pole, and the outside pole going to the number 16 of Brian George. Look at some really nice paint schemes. And you'll see in the number 17 underneath it says 4JR. That's the actual number. But 17 is the number that's been covering that up, so. We're gonna see what happens here. Pace truck's pulled in, and here we go, green flag. Number 88 of Brendan Moran with the early lead. Farr slides up the racetrack. Looks to be okay there. George onto the inside. Brown to the outside. moves into second spot. Found a lane side by side, second and third. MORAND gets a little bit sideways in the lead, slows up second and third, maintains that position. But Brown on the outside seems to have found something that works. A little bit faster in 3 and 4 than in 1 and 2, but a good run off the corner. Nicks the back bumper of MORAND. MORAND comes in, dives it low. Farr's on the outside. Still side by side for the 4JR. Oh, the 16 Dorch tried to stay off of the 4. Farr moves into third. Gets a little bit tight for Brown. Farr gets by Dorch. Dorch moves back to fourth. Brown trying to make a move for the lead on the inside. Second and third, Farr on the outside. Almost 3 wide. Brown, 88 get into each other. Allows Farr to sneak on the outside. Wall 88 into each other. Brown slides up the track, blocks the 25 of Farr. 4 wide coming out of turn 2. MORAND still in the lead. George back up into second. 3 wide coming out of 4. 2 laps to go. And it's a real battle. Farr on the outside. MORAND falling back into second. Guillaume, where did he come from? Moves into third. Farr to the line. 1 lap to go. Guillaume has a shot at second here. Farr's in the lead. MORAND gets a little high, doesn't realize Guillaume's there. Guillaume moves into second. A little bit of contact. Out of turn number 4, your winner, Alex Farr. Second place, Jerome Guillaume. Hits MORAND on the way down. And looks like Dorge in 4th place. Top 4 transfer. Everybody else is going to go to that B main. That was a heck of a race. A little bit of bump in there. But what a finish. Who would have thought that it was going to be Farr and Guillaume first and second, because and you could see that the 88 slid right up the track trying to hold that second spot. But good news is Farr, Guillaume, MORAND, and Dorge will be moving into the feature race without having to go through the B main. Heat race number 2, we have the number 14 of Steve Bowman on the pole. Outside him, the number 1 of David Gerling. On the inside, in second row, Tyler Dell, your feature winner from the first week. And your points leader, Sean Clausen, outside second row. 5th place start is the number 9 of Thomas Kennedy, first time out with our group. The number in the 6th position, we have Fred Fraser in the number 18, and then the 7th. Last row, we have the number 43 of Gareth Skenkow at the back of heat number 2. Heat number 2, 8 laps. Top 4 transfer straight to the feature. And Steve Bowman is going to lead them off in heat number 2. Beautiful wraps on these cars. Green flag. Bowman a little bit off the pedal on that start, and the number 1 of Dave Gerling takes advantage of that and into the lead. The number 8 of Tyler Dell in second, being challenged by, slides up the track, and Clausen gets into the back of the number 8. Bowman on the inside, falling back into 4th. Kennedy on the high side, moving into that 4th position. Clausen's off the racetrack. He's fallen off the top of the track. He's going to keep it going. Dave Gerling, your leader, finding a good spot at the top of the racetrack with the number 8 of Tyler Dell in second. Tyler DOELL with one of the fastest lap times in practice. You see a bit of a berm on the outside of the track starting to allow these cars a little bit more speed, allow them to hold into the racetrack a bit. Not much of a difference in the gain for Tyler DOELL. Gerling holding steady. Much different race than the first heat. DOELL gets up to his back bumper coming into the corner. Gerling gains the speed coming out of the corner. Halfway done this race. Kennedy's in the third spot. DOELL right up to that back bumper of Gerling, but just cannot maintain speed through the middle of the corner to be able to make a move. And he's much faster in 1 and 2 than he seems to be in 3 and 4. Got 2 laps to go for Dave Gerling. Finished first in the B main last week after not being able to transfer straight to the feature. But right now, unless something happens the next lap and a half, Gerling is going to transfer straight into the feature. DOELL right on his back bumper, especially coming into 1. Cannot hold that corner. And Gerling is pulling away on the backstretch. 2 more corners to go, coming into 3. And your winner in heat number 2 is going to be the number 1 of David Gerling. Second place to Tyler DOELL and Thomas Kennedy in 3rd. All right, heat number 3. Here we go. 7 cars in this one. So 21 cars total in this race. Pat Davis is going to be starting on the pole in heat number 3. On the outside front row is the number 10 of Tom Morso, your 2019 Lakewood Speedway Wissota Midwest Modified champion. Q104 Wissota Midwest Modified champion. On the inside third row is the number 12 of Jeff Rempel, who was your feature winner last week. Scott Perdonick, who I believe missed last week's races, in the number 91, will be starting on the outside second row. In the fifth position, we're going to have the number 41 of Austin McClellan. In the 6th position, we're going to have the number 818 of Derek Robinson. And at the back, we have the number 52 of Don Ashton, our first-time driver in this season of Cooleddown iRacing Dirt Series tonight at Lernerville Speedway. So we'll see how much different this heat's going to be between the first and the second one. First one was 2 wide, 3 wide, 4 wide at one point. The second one, not so much, single file. This time it could be anybody's race. We're going to find out how this one's going to be different than the previous 2. Might be the same as the first one, might be the same as the second one. We won't know until we turn some laps here. Pat Davis is going to lead him off out of turn number 4. Green flag for the number 7 of Pat Davis. Pat Davis didn't get a very good start, very similar to Bowman. Stays on the inside. We're going to go 3 wide out of 4. Morso has the high line, gets a really good run out of turn 2. Davis and Rempel get into each other, and Perdonick's over the top of the track. The number 7 caution is out. We got a yellow flag for the number 7, 91 over top of the track. Looks like 12 came up a bit, 7 came down quite a bit, and they bounced off of each other, and 491 of Scott Perdonick, the odd driver out of that deal. We're going to line them back up. Tom Morso had a heck of a run on the outside of that deal. And we could really see the 12 car of Rempel trying to get back up into the groove. Didn't realize that the number 7 was right there, and the 7 was in the way of the 12, and the poor 91 didn't know what was coming. And looks like the car should be able to go without needing to have a pit stop. Bit of damage on Perdonic's car. Number 12 is going to go to the back of this. Heat race. Green flag's out for Tom Morso and the number 41 of Austin McClellan. 4 wide at the back. Rempel, oh, it's on the high side. He falls off as the 52 is 4 wide on the back. 4 wide again. We got another caution. Caution's out again. Pace truck comes flying over the berm of the track to get back in front. Another caution here. 4 wide on the back row. Rempel's car looks like he's going to be okay. We'll find out who's going to the back of this. Or if we're just going to do a complete restart here. Single file, we're gonna restart this race again. Very different from the first 2. No cautions in the first race, no cautions in the second, and in the third, we've had 2 already. All right, so we're going to double file them up. Looks like 52 is going to go to the back. Double file. 41's on the pro pole now. Number 10 of Tom Morso, who's like, I want to win this race. Why do we have to keep starting over all the time? I got this lead. I got this race, everybody. You guys stay back there. I will just do what I got to do. When we go green, you guys do what you have to do. Just keep it green so we can complete these laps. Green flag is out for Tom Morso and Austin McClellan. The 91 of Perdonic moves up to the top. Rempel already there. 41 slides up. Morso's going to move down. Oh, the 91 involved again. 91 keeps going. Rempel moves into third. 91 slides up. Patrick Davis has to check up for that. 52 keeps going. The 818 is at the back, still rolling. 41, Austin McCullough in the lead. Sideways goes the number 10 of Tom Morso. Hello is back out. Tom Morso. Involved in that. Just taking a look here at the replay. Tom was looking really sideways. In the previous lap or so, and he just booked it. Booked it on his own. Car was getting loose. And now Tom looks like he's done for this heat race. He's going to go to the B main. And the number 41, Austin McClellan. He's still in the lead on this restart. We have just barely made it to halfway. Both the number 12 of Jeff Rempel, the 10 of Tom Morso. Looks like both of them just having a tough time on this race. What a difference. These 3 heat races, so different from each other. Pace trucks off. Single file restart. Austin McClellan's going to lead him off. Scott Berdonic, who's been involved, not by his own fault, in 2 incidences, now finds himself in a transfer spot for the feature. But it's all McClellan right now. Well, Pat Davis, who started on the pole, is running in 3rd in a transfer spot. McClellan in the lead, Berdonic in 2nd. Looks like Pat Davis has fallen off the track in turn 3 and 4. The number 52 got around a little sideways. Who knows whose it's going to be for the last 2 transfer spots. We got 1 lap to go. 52's in 3rd. And I believe the 818 of Derek Robinson in 4th place in your final transfer spot. Coming into turn 3, the number 41 of Austin McClellan is going to be your heat number 3 winner. Started 5th, takes the win in a caution-filled heat number 3. Well, how's that for excitement, fans? 3 very different races, an amazing first heat race, a very single file second heat race, and what it seemed to be the longest heat race we've had over the 3 weeks of running. Congratulations to Austin McClellan being able to take the win in that caution-filled heat number 3. B-main time. Here we go. Anybody who did not make it in the top 4 in each heat race will be running this B-main. This B-main is 12 laps in total. Everyone will transfer to the feature, but the key for the ones that transfer to the feature in the heat races is they actually get to start further up in the field. While the B-main drivers, they're going to be starting further back in the field. So even if it doesn't seem, even though everyone's going to transfer the feature, the importance of finishing in the top 4 in the heat races is so that you can start further near the front. Okay, we're going to grid these cars for our B-main. We're going to have 9 cars in this B-main. We're going to have the number 4JR of Cameron Brown on the pole. We're going to have the number 43, Gareth Skenkow, in 2nd outside front row. In the 3rd position, we have the number 52 of Don Ashton. In the 4th position, outside 2nd row, we have the number 13 of Tony Bokoven. 5th position, we have the number 33 of Sean Clausen. In the 6th position, 3rd row, outside, we have the number 10 of Tom Morso, who was in a real tough heat race after leading on each restart. Max Wozni will be in the 7th starting position in the number 19. Fred Fraser is going to be on the back row with number 18, Fred Fraser, and Jeff Rempel will be starting tailback in the number 12 in the 9th position. 12 laps in this B-main. Gareth Skenkow and Cameron Brown are going to lead this race at the beginning. We'll see what happens here. Pace truck is pulled off, and the 4JR is going to lead him to the green. Green flag, 9 cars, 12 laps. Brown with the early lead. 4 wide near the back. '18, top of the racetrack, falls off the racetrack. The 13 gets around with the 10. 33 involved. Caution is out. Caution is out. We'll have to take a look at that, but it looked like there was a couple scenarios. the 18 having fallen off. Looks like the 13 got sideways and the number 10 got into the 13. But it looked like the 13 was already starting to go and the 10 had nowhere to go, and the 33 nose to nose gets involved in that. So tough deal. For the number 13. Cameron Brown doing what he needs to do in order to get that top position coming out of the B main as high as he can get. I believe 11, 12 cars transferred into, yeah, 4 times 3, 12 cars transferred into each feature. And so the number 4 JR would start 13th if he wins this B main. Versus the last place car will start 21st in this B main. So every position you gain in this B main is a position in the feature, starting from 13th on back. Tony Bokoven has been given back of the pack, and we're green flag. Brown's your leader. The number 43 in second. That's Gareth Skincow. Rempel's moved up to third. The 19 dives underneath, looking for that third position. Highline seems to be working well for the number 12 as he catches up into third position. But it's all Brown at the top. Skincow in second. He's been learning a lot, put in a lot of laps. A little bit high there in second place, but holding that position really well in second. He's running towards the back the first week, a little bit better the second week. Here he is in second in the B main. Couple incidences at the back, but we keep going green. Yellow is now out. Skincow was starting to gain on the leader just a little bit. So we had a spin out at the back. We're going to have to restart them once again. Pretty good race so far, pretty clean near the front. These guys just trying to get into this feature race in the best position possible. Thanks again to all our sponsors and all our fans and all our drivers in participating in this iRacing series. Thank each and every one of you for your support over the years, from all our live videos, from places like Emo Speedway, Lake of the Woods Speedway, River Colt Speedway, ALH, and of course our previous ones like Greenbush, Bemidji, Grand Rapids, and so on. So thanks so much for being a part of Cooleddown Racing Video Productions. Brown, Cameron Brown, has led pretty much every lap. We are about halfway done this race. And Gareth Skincow has been running great in this B main. Super clean. Maintain that position. He's been learning each week. We put in a lot of practice time, just so that you fans are aware. Some of these drivers have put in probably like 3 hours, 4 hours worth of practice laps over the last week since the last race. So they're putting in a lot of time to put on a great show for each and every one of us. We're going to go 2 by 2 here. Pace truck's pulled off. Green flag for the number 4 JR of Cameron Brown. Almost 3 wide. Rempel's going to come onto the inside. He's going to dive for the lead here. Oh, the 43 and the 19 get together. Oh no, the 43 and the 19 over the embankment. Caution's out. We're going to have to take a look at this replay, because that was a bit of a mess there. Hopefully they had all the right safety gear in that car. Gareth Skincow went for a ride and a half up that track. And now Rempel looks to be in the lead of this one. What a dive move by Jeff Rempel. But I think, oh look, yeah, what a ride for Gareth Skincow. Skincow, sorry. All right, just over halfway done this B main. Looks like Brown's going to be able to lead him off once again. Rempel was not able to get that position before the caution came out. All right, Rempel, who had to start at the back of this B main, is in second position, has a shot at the lead. He wants that position. He wants to be able to start as far up at the front. I mean, this is the guy that won last week, and he really wants to be able to take this win. Pace truck's off. The 12 car got up over the embankment. He's got to get back on. Is he going to be able to get back on? Clausen into second. And Brown takes off the lead here. Skincow still able to move ahead. Apologies for the name wrong. And Brown's going to be leading this lap. Rempel had a bad restart, but is still holding on to second position. Clausen in third, more so trying to get into fourth, or try to get to third from fourth. Clausen a little bit of game, but it looks like Brown is going to be the winner in this one, as long as Rempel is not able to gain any amount of traction. Two to go. Last lap for Cameron Brown in the 4JR. Moves a little bit lower. Rempel's going to try to gain. He's going to do a bit of a dive bomb, but can he hold it? No, the number 4JR is going to win your B main with Rempel into second. And Brown is a celebration, drove right off the top of the racetrack. So did Skincow, because he already did it once and realized it wasn't as bad as he thought it was going to be. So what does that mean? That means we're moving to our A main feature event. 21 cars. And if it's anything like last week, it's going to be a gooder. 35 laps. We're going to run this. We're going to invert the top 6. Our lineup is going to be on the pole. The number 91 of Scott Perdonick. In second, outside front row, a top runner every week, your points leader, Tyler Dell. In the number 8, second row inside, we have the number 48 of Jerome Guillot, who came out of nowhere in the heat race. In the 4th position, we have the number 41 of Austin McClellan. 5th position, the number 1 of Dave Gerling, who won one of the heat races. And in the 6th position, Alexander Farr, who won a heat race as well, the number 25, outside 3rd row. In the 4th row, inside, we have the number 88 of Brendan Morand. And in the 8th position, we have the number 9 of Thomas Kennedy. In the 9th position, we have the number 818 of Derek Robinson, who really lucked out with the incidences in heat number 3. In the 10th position, we have the number 16 of Brian Dorge, one of our new drivers tonight. In the 11th position, we have the number 14 of Steve Bowman. 12th position, Patrick Davis in the number 7. 13th position, Cameron Brown. Won your heat race in the number 4 JR or 17, depending on which number you see. And the number 12 of Jeff Rempel in the 14th position, who finished second after starting at the back in that B main. And then we have the number 33 of Sean Clausen in 15th. In 16th, we have the number 10 of Tom Morso. 17th, we have 43 of Gareth Senkow. Max Wozni in 18th. 19th, Fred Fraser. And the back row, we have the number 19 of Max Wozni and Tony Bokoven. Well, so we're green flag. Senkow in the 18 and the 13 involved in an early incident. And in the front, we got the number 91 of Scott Perdonick. We're still green flag. Number 8 of Tyler Dell in second. Oh, the 88, the 1 get into each other a little bit, but they're good to go. Moves back up to the middle, straightens it back out. Perdonick still in the lead. Dell on the outside. Perdonick in the middle of the racetrack. Is he going to be able to maintain that speed there, or is the number 8 of Dell going to be able to make a move? 3 wide for 4th with Guillot. Doing a little dusty, goes sideways for Gerling. Gerling gets into the 88. They slow down but keep going. They keep going. 91. Here comes McClellan on the inside for the lead. But it's still Perdonick side by side with Dell. And the number 41 of McClellan, Austin McClellan. What a race for the lead right now. Racing all over the place. Guillot running that high line, making it work. Perdonick still has the lead. McClellan is close behind in second. Third, we have Tyler Dell. Caution is out. We got a bit of an incident at the back. Couple cars over on their lids. Patrick Davis looks to be involved. Patrick Davis involved, not too sure who else. Looks like Davis was 3 wide with Brown, and looks like the 7 and the 4 JR got into each other. The 818 hit the number 7 of Patrick Davis, and we're going to find out who's going to the back of this one. What a race in the front with Scott Perdonick, Tyler Dell, and the number 41 of Austin McClellan. And there was racing all over the map. Looks like Cameron Brown is going to the back of this one. The 13 and the 4 just got into each other. Green flag, here we go. Perdonick and Dell starting this race up again near the front. Oh, the 41 dives all the way to the bottom. Farr's now moved into 4th position. They're scattering at the bottom of the track. 3 wide for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Oh, Rempel slides up into Guillot. Guillot keeps it straight. Perdonick in the lead on the outside, but here comes Dell. Is he going to slide job him? Is Dell going to slide job? He does. Gets into Perdonick. Perdonick has to slow down. Yellow flag is out. Another incident. Pace truck's going to come out. The pace truck's really going to come out. He's going to drive through all the cars so that we can get back on the lead. We're down 7 laps. 28 to go. For Scott Perdonick and Tyler Dell, what a race near the front. What a race so far. We'll find out just what happened there and who is going to be at fault for that one. So, thanks again to our sponsors, Prairie Performance and Detail, Integrity Fire Protection, Lethal Creations Race Cards, 4JR Racing, Alexander Farr, Max Wozny, an anonymous donor for their sponsorship. Top 5 drivers are getting some iRacing credits for their finishing, as well as some random draws, Hard Luck Award, Hard Charger Awards, and we just want to thank all our sponsors and all our fans for being a part of our iRacing series with Cooleddown Racing Video Productions. All right. We look like we have mostly a lineup here. These cars pace lap at about 35 miles per hour. And Tyler Dell looking for another win on his resume. Alex Farr, 4th place, starting the 16. Brian Dorge on the inside. Green flag, here we go. We are almost 2 abreast across the grid. 91 slides in front of Dell, but he gets a little loose. Rempel's involved, and we got another caution. Another caution out. Cars are slowing right up here. We're just waiting on the pace truck. There it comes, right through the traffic. All right, so we're gonna line them up once again with with Perdonic and Dell. It's a heck of a good race so far, but starting to get a little caution filled. Thanks for joining us once again to the Cooleddown iRacing Dirt Series, week number 3. Tyler Dell, your points leader. We're going to have, next week, we're going to run at USA Speedway on dirt. We're going to go green flag for the number 8 of Tyler Dell and the 91 of Perdonic. Perdonic's going to try to cut underneath. Oh, Guillot gets in with Brian Dorge. Dorge funneled all the way near the back. 4 wide for third. Brendan Morand stuck into a mess. Dell in the lead, far in third. Here comes Guillot for third. Guillot moves into third. 4 wide towards the back with Rempel. Couple cars all over the place back there. Oh, we got an incident at the back with the 19. Caution is out once again. Here comes the pace truck to gather them all up. It's Tyler Dell with the lead on these restarts. Must have been able to get by number 91 of Perdonic. Perdonic, who missed last week's race, is showing a strong start tonight. We're down. 10 laps are down. We have a ways to go still. Track is starting to really dry out and changing the conditions. Guillot doing quite well up there, keeping it straight, even though he's had a few bumps here and there. Guillot has been strong on that wheel. And Tyler Dell dominant once again. But you can be as dominant as you want in a race, but if you cannot finish the race in first place, then it makes it tough. And you won that first week and was able to take advantage and almost had another shot at it last week, but got involved with Bailey Cousins. Bailey Cousins, who is not here tonight. Looks like we got him pretty close to being lined up here. Two by two, pace truck's gonna pull off. We're gonna go green once again with Scott Perdonic and Tyler Dell. Green flag is out. 4 wide for second place. Guillot, look at Guillot, 3 wide for the lead. Brendan Morand up there side by side, 3 wide for second. And Morand gets sideways on the inside of turn 4. DOELL still in the lead while they battle it out. Looking for any position they can get. Guillaume in the middle of that sandwich. Faro, we got one sideways, 13. But avoids contact. 3 wide for third place. Perdonic. 13 gets high into the wall. Keeps it straight. Guillaume moves to the bottom. Perdonic being challenged by every car behind him. Far's in third. Morand gets involved with Guillaume, and Gerling ends up into Guillaume. What a battle there. The 14 of Stephen Bowman into the wall. Wow, 3 wide racing, everyone looking for a position. And the pace truck is out once again. Unfortunate deal. The 88 looked to be coming down onto the 48. They got together at the very least. And what a tough deal for the number 48 of Guillaume, who once again showing that he can find places on this racetrack that no one else can and making it work. And you could, when you looked at the replay, you could see the 12 and the 88 got a little bit into each other, but the 88 unfortunately went down to a place where the 48 was covering the real estate. And just a bad deal. We're going to go single file. Brendan Moran, given the caution for that, will move to the back. And Brendan Moran, who showed up last minute there, challenging for the lead. Pace trucks pulled off. We got DOELL and Perdonic once again on the front row with Farr and McClellan in the second row. DOELL with a good start. Reppel tries to get to the inside of 25. Farr. Clausen's up there as well. Yellow is already out. I missed that, so I'm not sure. Something must have happened near the back. And we're going to start this again. Thanks again to our sponsors for supporting our iRacing series. Including Prairie Performance Detail, Integrity Fire Protection, Lethal Creations Race Cards, 4JR Racing, Alexander Farr, Max Wozni on behalf of the Canadian Auto and Boss Hogs Barbecue, and supporting our drivers on iRacing. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, check it out, youtube.com/Cooleddown12 or search Cooleddown Racing Video Productions. Become a subscriber. We love subscribers. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We would love you to be one of those subscribers. Click that bell. Any notifications you will get in your mailbox if we upload something new. And anytime that we have a live event like this, you will get that notification. You can also check us out on Facebook.com/Cooleddown Productions. Become a fan of our Facebook page so you never miss out. Pace trucks pulled off. We're going single file. The number 8 of Tyler DOELL and the 91 of Perdonic are going to lead us to the green. 41 Austin McClellan into third position. McClellan, who was the winner of heat number 2, I think it was, or was it 3? I can't remember. Up there in third place. Perdonic gets a little sideways, slows up McClellan. McClellan involved. Oh, 91, the 41 and the 12, all sideways. DOELL with a huge lead now. Reppel's up over the racetrack. Rempel keeps it going. Is he going to slow it down? Cautions back out again. We are 17 laps into this one. Dell with the biggest lead of the night. And another caution. Tyler Dell is probably wondering who is going to come up this field to challenge him. Looks like Guillaume may have used a reset in that previous incident. And he's moved up a few positions already. Max Wozni. Bernie Morand is done for the night. Thanks once again for joining us. If you're just joining us, you missed some four-wide racing earlier tonight in the heat race. And some really good battles on the restarts here. In this feature event. We're going to add an extra pace lap here to make sure that proper drivers get the wave around. Tyler Dell. Perdonic had the early lead. But now is sitting in second place. Okie dokie. Looks like we have them pretty much lined up the way they need to be. Pace truck is off. We're gonna go green flag once again. Tyler Dell leads us into the green. Going into turn one. A little bit rough coming into one. Perdonic right behind him. Here comes Farr in third. Dell has to straighten out in the corner. Farr goes right to the bottom into the grass. Back up to the racetrack. Ooh, keeps it off of Perdonic. Cautions out again. Not too sure. The 41 of McClellan, it was in third last time I see. And Cameron Brown's night is over. Do a pretty quick restart here. Get these cars lined up. Tyler Dell, who just wants to go green. He just wants to go green and win this race. He wants to be 2 for 3. He could have been, if he wins tonight, he would have been almost 3 for 3 after last week's race. If he missed last week's, he missed a great race. Jeff Rempel, who looked like he had a shot at it, ended up third on the last restart, and the two top drivers got into each other, and he made a move and was able to hold on for dear life for the win. All right, single file once again. We're going to do one more pace lap. I think we're going to get the last 15, 16 laps in this done. Whole field, front to back. It's going to restart this race. Get a nice green flag run here, and we're going to be in great shape. Is it going to be Tyler Dell's second win? Or is someone else going to be the surprise winner? We've had 2 different winners already. Green flag is out for Tyler Dell. Scott Perdonick right on his bumper. Dell gets cautions out again. Not sure. Didn't see it in the top 7 or 8 cars. Thomas Kennedy. Tom Kennedy's going to the back of this. Must have spun it on the restart. Nope, went over top of the racetrack and then lost it. Got involved with the number 7 of Patrick Davis. Another unfortunate deal there. And we're gonna have to line them back up. Quick caution here. And we will try it once again. The top 7 or 8 look to be raring to go. And we just happen to have a few near the back who are just having a hard time keeping up with the pace of the front 7 or 8 cars. We knew this was going to be a difficult race for these drivers without the walls, first of all, and just a very dynamic track from the bottom to the top. Multiple grooves. It sure made for some great racing in that heat race. And we're looking forward to some great racing here. Tyler Dell's been here before. He's had to deal with adversity near the front with cautions. He's going to get that car ready to go as we're going to go green right now. Oh, Dell didn't have the best start there. Perdonick got into him a little bit far to the bottom. Clausen in the middle of the track. We got multiple grooves here. One car a little sideways near the back. It keeps it going. Oh, Farr is gaining some traction on that inside middle. Oh, almost 3 wide for second. The 41 of McClellan in third. Has to cycle back in. Clausen tries the bottom in 5th position. Looks like Senkow's up there in 6th. Good green flag run here. Dell's keeping it off the wall. McClellan wants second. He is hot on the bumper of Perdonick. Guillaume's moved back up a little bit. Another car sideways. Still keeps it going. And they funnel out. Dell gaining spots. Oh, here. Yellow flag is out. Just as the 41 made a move on Perdonick. Senkow's over the top. Yellow is out. Not sure of that caution there. We got a couple laps in that one. We're running out of cars here. We're down to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I only count about 12, maybe 13. We started with 21 cars. And this track just keeps drying out. Austin McClellan looks like he might have found a way to get around the number 91 of Scott Perdonick. Farr, same thing. It looked like there was a bit of a groove for Alexander, and I think McClellan might have got an idea of running that groove high, cutting down towards the bottom, and maybe be able to gain enough to do that slide job. It looks like the high line is the consistently fast part of the racetrack to get around, but if you can make that dive move from the top, slide underneath, and then slide back in front of the driver you just passed, there might be a chance. McClellan was very strong in his heat race, is actually looking better as each lap goes by. As this track starts to take rubber, you can really start to see a groove on the bottom and the top, and maybe there's something there. Maybe Perdonick seeing that. These cars do have mirrors unlike their real life counterparts, so they are seeing a bit of where these guys are diving to, the positions they're going in. Dell knows quite well that holding that high line is the best place to be in for the lead. But if one of these drivers in behind him makes that bold move, this can make a huge difference on who's going to win this race. So there's still a fair amount of laps left. So hopefully we get some green flag pace trucks pulled in. We're going to go green for Tyler Dell. Bouncing on the front stretch. Farr takes a quick dive in early. Is he sliding all the way up? Oh, he gains Prodonic. Prodonic slides back underneath. But now Farr's in the preferred line. Here comes McClellan. McClellan making a move 3 wide for second. Can we make it happen? Prodonic, just stays off of Farr. Farr knows that he doesn't have a lot of room. Prodonic slides underneath. Prodonic slides back up. McClellan on the inside. But Dell's the one that's going to pull away a little bit here. Farr's in second, battling with Prodonic. Prodonic had to move out. Dell's gaining away. Senkow there. Oh, gets sideways, straightens it back out. Clausen dives into the grass. 41 slides up. He's fallen back now. Senkow's challenging for fourth. Senkow's found something. He's going to slide all the way up the track. Is that Senkow? No, that's the number 19. No, not the 19. The 16, I think that might be, of Brian Dorge. But Senkow is there as well. Rempel's moved up, but it's all Dell in the lead. All Dell. Farr might have a shot here. 7 laps to go. And Dell is pulled away significantly. Had a 19.163 last lap. He's full throttle on the outside. Donic's fallen back. It's a 1-2 right now. Caution's out. Caution's out. That was Dorge that was making those moves, with Senkow not far behind. Similar paint schemes, but Senkow had fallen off the racetrack. It looks like the restart is where these drivers have to make a move on Dell. They have to force him to move out of that top line in order for them to have a shot at this win, because Dell on the long runs is able to hold that car on the top and be able to just slingshot his way around the corner. That was a really good run of about 5 or 6 laps. Farr in second place. If you remember last week, Farr had a really good opportunity to win the race and got sent to the back after being in an incident, went way up towards the front again and ended up falling back again. And I think he was able to salvage something out of it. Here he is in second position, knowing that he's going to have to make a bold move to really have a shot at this. Rempel's in 7th. Guillot, who's up there for a while, still in this race. 12 cars left in this race. We're probably going to go green next time around. We have a 6-lap shootout for Tyler Dell, looking for another feature win in our Cooleddown iRacing series. Can Farr made it an amazing move on Prodonic. Push Prodonic out of the way, out of the preferred racing line. And Prodonic, who started this race on the front row, has now fallen back to 3rd. But good run for Prodonic. Missed last week, but this week is showing some real force. Green flag for Tyler Dell. Farr knows he's got to make a move. With just a handful of laps, he's going to dive underneath. Can he make it stick? He's making it stick. Rempel tries the same thing further back, but oh my, we got a side-by-side race for the lead. Dell slides up. Farr can't hold it down there long enough. He's going to have to take back in behind. Prodonic's going to make McClellan on the far inside. What a restart for Alex Farr, but he's not able to make it work. 4 laps to go. 3 laps, yeah, 4 laps to go. And Farr's had to move back in. Dell with a dominating lead right now. Farr in second. McClellan in third. And Dell is just going away on this one. He has to make a major mistake in the last few laps to really have someone challenge for this lead. Two laps to go for your leader in the number 8 of Tyler Dell. McClellan. Oh, we got a yellow. Green, white, checkered. We know what happened last week. Are we going to have a repeat of last week? Hold on to your hats if you wear one inside, because we're going to have a green, white checker for these drivers. Farr almost had enough on the number 8 of Alex, or the number 8 of Tyler Dell. Green, white, checkered. Involved the 48 and the 12 over the backside of the track. Gil, who had a promising night early on, is going to finish near the rear in this feature event. Thanks so much for hanging on and enjoying our program tonight. And thanks to all our sponsors once again: Prairie Performance and Detail, Integrity Fire Protection, Lethal Creations Race Cards, 4JR Racing, Alexander Farr, Max Wozni on behalf of Canadian Auto and Boss Hogs Barbecue for their generous sponsorship to our drivers of the Cooleddown iRacing Dirt Series. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Cooleddown 12, or on Facebook at Cooleddown Racing Productions. We're gonna do a green, white, checkered. It was fun last time. It's gonna be fun this time. Glad to have you aboard. Pace trucks pulled in, and we are green flag racing. Dell checked him up a little bit just to make sure he can get that lead. Here comes the 16 of Dorge. Oh, the number 8 gets it a little sideways. Farr's right on his bumper. Dorge moves into third. Dorge, who's coming on hot at the end, can't hold third position. Dell slowed up. Farr slowed up a little bit. Gets a little high. 1 lap to go. Oh, can Farr do it? Here he comes, dive bombs underneath. And Tyler Dell wins this race. Farr tried so hard to get up there, but Tyler Dell is your feature winner at Lernerville Speedway. Second win of the season. Steve Bowman gives him a little nudge to cheer him on for that win. And Farr and Dell, what a race. Tyler Dell, your feature winner, with Alexander Farr in second, in the 41 of Austin McClellan. And Brian Dorge with a great run in fourth place. Just hold on tight. We're going to interview our top 3 finishers in this race. So first off, we're going to talk to our third place finisher. Okay, we're going to do second first, since Alex Farr, second place finished in the number 25. We were just edge of our seats every time you made that move to the inside, trying to get enough speed to get in front of the leader of Tyler Dell. Were you hoping at some point it would just work for you?
Yeah, well, going on that last lap there into turn 1, I was just hoping I wouldn't the back end wouldn't come out on me, but it did, and I just didn't have enough drive off the corner to make that last chance effort in turn 3. And but it was really close at the end there. I just was hoping the bottom would stick, and it was really close.
You know, compared to last week where you know, started near the front, had to move back to the back because of an incident, you know, went back up towards the front. I think you might have fallen back again a little bit. How different did it feel from this week compared to last week of like basically just being able to charge to the front and just feel like you consistently had a chance?
Well, I did a lot more practice this week, so I've kind of figured that my efforts proved based off of practice and putting in the effort to try and learn this track a lot better than I did last week. And I only learned after our race last week how to get fast on that track. So I the last couple laps there last week, I just fell apart, and I had a top 5 finish, but it just overdrove it and fell back. And this week I just felt like I had the car to win, and it was just about trying to catch up past. I mean, there's what 10 laps left there when I was 4th, and I just had to try something to try and get by, and I had pulled that slider, and I felt confident doing that.
Who would you like to thank?
I'd like to thank Trucker Jukebox. He's coming on this year with us in the Super Trucks, and my uncle Darren, who's always supported me right from the start, Fast Lane Freight.
All right, congratulations on your second place finish, Alex Farr. Third place will go back one position. Austin McClellan. Wow, you were strong in that heat race and had a few opportunities to be able to run up front there. And in this situation here, a solid third place finish. Big change from last week for you. Walk us through the race.
Yeah, that heat, it was not the way I wanted it to go, that was for sure. I mean, a lot of cautions and what have you kind of got me to the front, but made it work in the end. But yeah, in the feature, it was good. I just, you know, a few errors here and there. I'm pretty new to this yet. I've been doing it for 2 weeks, so just appreciate you guys letting me join in this. It's been a lot of fun.
Did you feel that, hey, if I do what Farr's doing, that maybe I can make it stick a little bit better and gain a couple positions? Did you kind of feel like maybe if you followed him a little bit that it'd work out for you as well?
Oh, absolutely. It's just being this new, I'm not as comfortable as he is with doing that kind of stuff, you know, but I had to try here and there what I could do without, you know, wrecking anybody is the biggest thing.
Well, you know what? Anytime you can get on the podium is a good day at a racetrack. Who would you like to thank?
I gotta thank my buddy Johnny Broking for getting me set up in this. It's been a lot of fun. Appreciate it. And then TJ's Contracting, Bob the Builder, Radco Iron Supply, and Mason Lighting, and everybody else that supports me when I was racing last year with my big car and what have you. It's been a lot of fun.
Thanks so much, Austin, and
Yep, thank you guys.
We hope to see you next week. But here we go. First place, Tyler Dell. Tyler Dell. It's like I say this name a lot. What is your secret to being in the front couple positions every week? All 3 weeks you've been at the front. Some tough luck last week, but here you are in the winner's circle once again. How do you make it happen?
I don't know. I just find the right line, I guess.
Did you ever feel at any point there that Farr had that chance, like especially knowing that you had these restarts going on, where you just like, come on, just got to hold that line. There's no way he's going to be able to do a slide job on you. Or did you feel really confident where you were sitting yourself on the track?
I was kind of nervous off the starts going into turn 1 and 2 because that's where I don't have the momentum. But after that, I was pretty comfortable.
Did you so in the longer runs when you started pulling away, that's when it started to feel like you could breathe normal again?
Yeah, I was still
pretty nervous. Well, it sounds like you're still trying to calm yourself down. Who would you like to thank for another great win?
I'd like to thank my sponsors, Sills, Carmen Concrete, and Plett Brothers Construction, and my mom and my dad.
All right. Thanks so much, Tyler. And with Tyler's win there, it looks like he'll continue to lead in the point standings. Thank you to all our drivers for participating, and hopefully they had a great time. Thank you to all the fans for being a part of our event that we've been doing every week Thursday night. excitement with Cooleddown iRacing Dirt Series. It's just so great to have you here and being a part of this. Next week, we're going to be back here around 8:30 once again. Be sure to stay tuned to our YouTube channel as well as on our Facebook. And next week, we're going to run at USA Speedway, the long straights of USA Speedway, and we're going to have another full field of racing action. Should be a good one. It's a wall all the way around. So we're going to have a lot of fun there. Thanks again to our sponsors, Prairie Performance and Detail, Integrity Fire Protection, Lethal Creations, Race Cards, 4JR Racing, Alexander Farr, Max Wozni on behalf of Canadian Auto, and Boss Hogs Barbecue. Thanks so much for their support of our drivers in our program, and want to thank the entire crew at Cooleddown Racing Video Productions for being able to host this iRacing series in Dirt Street Stocks. So everybody have yourself a great night, have a great week, and we will see you here next week, Thursday night at USA Speedway.